Shalom, shalom, shalom. Before I start, I want to give all honors and glories and praises to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim Yahweh Kachodash, Yahweh, which is the one true name of the Heavenly Father, Yahushai, who the world eagerly calls Jesus Christ, but his one true name is Yahushai. I would like to give double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, because those are the men who I've learned this truth from through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai. Peace, blessings, salutations to the hopeful elect. And shalom to you, sincere brothers scattered abroad, pushing forth this word in truth and sincerity. I am the brother Mashiach Arazakah from the servants of Yahweh, Yahweh Shai Camp, Las Vegas, Nevada branch. And pretty much we're going to go into the image of the Messiah. We're going to go into this lesson, the image of the Messiah. And when you go into the Dark Ages, which is around in the 1600s, all right, it goes into Bougier, Bougier, the son of the sixth Pope of Rome, all right, Rodrigo Bougier. Rodrigo Bougier was the father of Bougier. He was the sixth Pope of Rome. And pretty much we're going to go into the Dark Ages in this lesson, going into how this false image was put up, all right? Because this is not the Messiah, all right? This image that you see to the right is not the Messiah, all right? It's a dude by the name of Bougier, which is the guy to the left. So if you got this image in your house, or you have this image up on your t-shirt or anywhere in your house, you need to throw it away. You need to burn it and throw it away, because this is not the Messiah, all right? And let's read about the Bougier family, because the Bougier family was wicked. All right, this dude named Bougier, he murdered his brother. He had sex with his sister, and he was a homosexual. He had sex with a man by the name of Leonardo da Vinci. All right, so when you look up the history of the Dark Ages, which we're going to go into, it's going to give you the whole rundown on how this image was put up. All right. So, Lord willing, lessons edifying. It says Bougier is in the book entitled Triptych of the Poisoners. It says, and is also in the book entitled Bougier, His Life and Times by Sarah Bradford, between 1502 and 1503. It says he employed Leonardo da Vinci, and Leonardo da Vinci was a painter. All right, you had Leonardo da Vinci, you had Michelangelo, Donatello, Raphael. Those are all painters, all right? And Leonardo da Vinci was one of them, all right? He was one of those painters, and he was a homosexual. It says, as a military architect and engineer, in which him and Leonardo da Vinci became intimate, all right, estrangely, and they were lovers, right? So Leonardo da Vinci and this man named Bougier, they had an intimate relationship, all right? They were homosexuals, all right? So this dude to the right that you worshiping, all right, that they put as Jesus Christ, is this dude to the left. So you worshiping a homosexual. This is not the Messiah, all right? Now we're going to give you a description later in the video. We're going to give you a description according to the scriptures on what the Messiah would truly look like according to the Bible in a minute. All right. But this is not the Messiah. All right. It says to express his love towards Bougier. See, Leonardo da Vinci painted many pictures of him, which he did. And this is one of the pictures that he put up to the right that he painted. All right. It says he put up many pictures of, it says painted many pictures of him. Bougier's father, Rodrigo Bougier, the sixth Pope of Rome, didn't I just say that? Who later became Pope Alexander VI. He was the sixth Pope of Rome, under the authority of the Catholic Church elite. It says, had his son picture put up as Jesus Christ, because his son died. Bougier died. His father was Rodrigo Bougier. His son died. So what the sixth Pope of Rome did was he had his son put up as had his son put up to be worshipped as the Messiah, and that's basically what he did. It says Cedric's father, Rodrigo Bougier, who later became Pope Alexander VI, under the authority of the Catholic Church elite, had his son picture put up as Jesus Christ in the Western world. Cedric had sex with his own sister, Lucretia. And didn't I say that? He had sex with his sister and he did incest. He had sex with his sister and he was a homosexual. He had sex with Leonardo da Vinci. All right? So this is clearly not the Messiah at all. This is this dude to the left, Cedric Borgia. This image to the right that's put as Jesus is this dude to the left. So if you got this guy, you worshiping a homosexual, all right? It says, and he killed his brother, see, Gervani in 1749. He killed his brother, all right? He has sex with his sister, and he has sex with a man by the name of Leonardo da Vinci. And you can look this up. This is in the Dark Ages, all right? The Renaissance era, all right? It says, and this is the man whom the Catholic Church gave their consent to allowing his picture to be put up and portrayed as the Messiah, all right, as Jesus Christ. So when you see that image, that white image, you see it in the Hollywood movies, you see it on paintings, you see it in all types of different churches. That's Cedric Borgia. That's not the Messiah. It says to deceive the whole world, see? Because everybody believes that the Messiah is a so-called white man, and he's not. That image is nowhere in the Bible. I can give you a true image of the Messiah in the Bible, which we're going to get out in a minute. But this image to the right is nowhere in the Bible. It's nowhere in the Bible. So the Messiah is not white. All right. He's a so-called black man. If he was dwelling amongst the earth today, he'll be touted as a so-called Negro. All right. And it does matter because people say, why does that matter? Because I'm worshiping a person that's not the Messiah. That's why it matters. And he's a homosexual. All right, this dude is wicked. He did wicked. You having people worship a homosexual, wicked man. I'm not trying to get too deep into it because I don't want to get a strike, but it does matter. I want to know who I'm worshiping, and this dude is not the Messiah. So you're not supposed to have this image up in your house. It does matter. It matters to a lot of people. All right, because I had that at a camp one day. We had a guy that said, "Why does that matter?" Because this is deceit. This is deception. You got everybody worshiping the guy that's not even the Messiah. That's crazy. It says, and this is the man whom the Catholic Church gave their consent to allowing his picture to be put up and portrayed as Jesus Christ to deceive the world to think Christ was European. And the Messiah is not a European. All right. He's not a so-called white man. All right. He's a so-called black man according to the scriptures. We're going to prove it. We're going to get the precept, and then we're going to get a true description of what the Messiah would look like according to the Bible. All right. This is Revelations 1:13. And in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, like unto the Son of Man, clothed with a garment down to the foot, and girt about the paps with a golden girdle. All right. Because this is the vision that John the Revelator saw. All right. Verse 14. And his head and his hairs were white like wool. Who has woolly hair? If you look at a so-called Negro man, he has woolly hair. A so-called elderly Negro man, he has white woolly hair. All right? Woolly. Thick, woolly, not straight. All right? But woolly. It says his head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow. And his eyes were as a flame of fire. Right? The Messiah had red eyes. All right, he drank a lot of wine. Because when you go to Genesis 49:12, it goes into that. The Messiah drank a lot of wine. All right. Verse 15. And his feet like unto fine brass. And what is brass? Brass is like a light golden color. But if you burn it and put it in a furnace and burn brass, it gets very, 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 very dark. All right. So the Messiah was a very, very, very dark-skinned man. All right. He was a quadar, which means dark skin in the Hebrew. All right. It says, as if they burnt in a furnace, and his voice is the sound of many waters. Got another precept. This is Daniel chapter 10. And then we're going to get the image of the Messiah, the true image. We're going to show you according to the Bible on what he would look like. We're not saying that's him, but it's accurate on what he would look like according to the Bible. That's what matters. Daniel 10:5. This is Prophet Daniel. He also had a vision of the Messiah. Daniel 10:5. Then I lift up mine eyes and looked, and behold, a certain man clothed in linen, who, it says, whose loins were girded with fine gold of Uphaz. His body also was like the beryl, and his face as the appearance of lightning, and his eyes as a lamps of fire, and his arms and his feet like in color of polished brass, and his voice of his words like the voice of a multitude. Verse 7, and I, Daniel, alone saw the vision. So Prophet Daniel had a vision, and he saw the Messiah. For the men that were with me saw not the vision, but a great quaking fell upon them, so that they fled to hide themselves. See, so Prophet Daniel had a vision, and he saw the vision of the Messiah, just as John the Revelator had a vision of the Messiah. All right, so the Messiah is all through the Bible. All right, the Messiah is a so-called Negro. All right, if he was dwelling amongst the earth today, he'll be titled as a so-called Negro. All right, this is Genesis 49 and verse 12. It says, and his eyes shall be red with wine, and his teeth white with milk. All right, and just for edification's sake, meaning that the Messiah drunk a lot of wine. All right, it doesn't mean because of the milk his teeth would be white. All right, so it's not talking about him drinking actual milk to make his teeth white. So it's actually talking about the sincere milk of the word, because that word milk is actually talking about the word. But the Messiah mainly drank a lot of wine. All right, he drank a lot of wine. He was a heavy drinker. I'm not going to say alcoholic, but the Messiah was a heavy drinker. He drank a lot of wine, so his eyes was red. All right, so let's read again, Genesis 49 and 12. His eyes should be red with wine, and his teeth white with milk. So, when people read that, they'll think milk made his teeth white, but that's not what that's actually talking about. All right, so the Messiah drank a lot of wine. All right, he drank a lot of wine. And a matter of fact, just real quick little edification. This is 1 Peter 2 and 2 to get this out. It's 1 Peter 2 and 2. It says, as newborn babes desire the sincere milk of the word, to add what I was saying in Genesis 49 and 12. All right. It says, so this shows, it says, 1 Peter 2 and 2. As the newborn babes desire the sincere milk of the word. So this shows that the word is milk. All right. So this shows that the word was milk. It says that ye may grow thereby. So when you go to Genesis 49 for edification's sake, back to that, I just wanted to air that out. Genesis 49 and 12, it says, his eyes shall be red with wine, and his teeth white with milk. When you read 1 Peter 2 and 2, it shows you that the sincere milk, it says the sincere milk of the word. All right. So that shows you that that's what that's talking about. But mainly, Genesis 49 and 12, I'm getting into is that the Messiah drank a lot of wine, and his eyes shall be red with wine, because the Messiah drank a lot of wine. So let's get to the main point. So this is more accurate on what the Messiah will look like according to the Bible. Now, we're not saying that this is the Messiah, but this is more accurate on what he would look like according to the Bible. When you bring out Revelations chapter 1, verse 13 through 15, Daniel chapter 10, 5 through 6, all right, it gives you a description of the Messiah. All right, it shows you and gives you a description of the Messiah. And this is more accurate on what the Messiah will look like according to the Bible. All right, because he doesn't look like this. This is what society teaches you. They teach you that he looks like this, and this image is nowhere in the Bible. Give me a precept in the Bible showing me that he looked like this. This is nowhere in the Bible. All right, so hey man, I just wanted to do a quick little hitter on this. So this is not that. It's not the Messiah. All right, this is more accurate on what the Messiah would look like if he was the one on the earth. This is more accurate according to the Bible. As you can see, we got Bible scriptures right here that you can read. This is more accurate on what he would look like, all right, according to the Bible. Now, I'm not saying that this is the Messiah, but this is more accurate on what he would look like, all right? So, hey, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. I want to give honors and glories and praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yashai, Ba'ashem Yahweh Kachodash, and double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Peace, blessings, salutations to the whole elect. Shalom to you, sincere brother, scattered abroad, pushing forth this word in truth and sincerity. I am the brother of Mashiach Razakah from the servants of Yahweh, Yahweh Shai Camp, Las Vegas, Nevada. And Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. All right, so again, this image is not the Messiah. All right, and if you got this image in your home, you need to take it down, you need to burn it, and you need to throw it out, because this is idolatry according to the Bible. All right, so Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Till next time I say, Shalom.